Hey y'all, it is Moonlight Cowboy, and today I have a trick for you. This one is something that has been asked for by a lot of people. This is how to float plants and other terrain-only items off of the ground. And the person I want to give credit to for this is Yatesy, because he's the one who showed me. I haven't seen any videos out for it. To my knowledge, he's the one that came up with it, but I'm probably wrong there. It's really hard to tell who comes up with what tricks anymore. I don't usually give a lot of credit because it's hard to validate who actually did it, and somebody ends up getting butt hurt. And so my apologies if that's not Yatesy, but thank you, Yatesy, for being the one to show me so I can share it with the whole world. Because one thing I don't do is I don't hide the tricks. I want everybody to be able to build like I can, because I want everybody to be able to show their creativity off. That said, all right, so basically I'm going underground, right? And I'm taking my camp device underground. The easy way to do that is to just go into free cam mode above ground and then grab it and switch it over to first person mode. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking some hay bales, right? And I floated them up to where they about meet the ground, or I'm about to do that. But first I'm going to plant this tree here to kind of gauge where I need how high I need the hay bale to go. So essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm going to get the hay bale as close to the tree as possible. I don't necessarily want it going completely into the tree, so to speak. But you'll see, you kind of get a feel for it here. Notice it's way too far away from the tree, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of float that up a little bit more. For those of you who don't know, you can use your camp device to float items off of other items. All right, I'm still a ways off. I could have cut a lot of this out, but I wanted you to see like the whole process, so you didn't think that there's like any like super magic. This is a pretty easy trick to do. Again, very grateful to Yatesy for being the one to share this with me. All right, so we're getting real close here to getting this in position. And I feel pretty good about where that's at. So from here, what we're going to do, once I get it in a good spot, is I'm going to blueprint that. And then I'm going to blueprint the tree, just the hay bale that's floating and the tree. No need to blueprint the other one, okay? And then once I save that, we can just go into my blueprints here. And yeah, I can just go ahead and place it. It's really kind of that easy. And then you can use your camp device too to like say float that. So if you kept your platform underground, say you're doing a build where you can have underground access, you can just float things off of it from underground, so you can put the tree up as high as you can get within your build circle, right? So this is a really cool trick, but the hay bale is a little bit cumbersome, so sometimes you might want something a little bit smaller. And you can do this too with this item here, which is the rose bed. There are probably other items out there. As you see over to the left, I have a glitched out daffodil pot that I tried. It did not work in that. It did not work in the white spring one, and it didn't work in any of the wall ones that I tried. But there might be some other ones for you guys to try too. My goal here was to get this stuff out so you guys can start building with it, especially with the weekend coming. Or upon us, I should say, as this video is being released. So as you see here, I'm doing the same thing as I did with the hay bale. And then I was able to blueprint and then set down the tree, which I put in a potted plant. Now you're like, Moonlight, you're doing this with trees. Can you do this with other things? I know that's the next question coming up. So I'm going to do it with another plant. So I tried a couple of plants that didn't work, but most of them seem to work with this. So this is one of the new plants that we got in the item shop. And I'm doing the same thing. I just got that hay bale to be as close to the ground as possible. And then I'm able to blueprint that too. Pretty easy there. And then, of course, I can float that too to my heart's desire. Now, you're like, well, again, Moonlight, that thing's pretty cumbersome, right? Like, I have that giant hay bale. How am I supposed to hide that thing? So one thing you can do, which I'll demonstrate here, is I'm going to float it up a little bit. And then we're going to hide that hay bale. Like, say you don't want to keep an underground platform, but you plan on using foundations. It's a perfect place where you can hide your hay bale. So what I'm going to show you here real quick, just as an example, is I'm going to take that right there where it's floating off of the hay bale. And then I'm going to grab two foundations here. And for those of you who don't know, you can do something called foundation merging, where you kind of look at the corner here. I have a tutorial on that too, and you can just drag it down right? And you see that hay bale went down a little bit, right? Now it's almost in there. See, I'm dragging it down, and when it snaps up, it pulls it out. So you can actually hide the hay bale inside of the foundation as long as you get that height correct for you. I kind of got lucky here for this demonstration because, like, oh, you know what? I better show them, like, kind of what I'm talking about here. So in this example, I got this height just right, and I'm able to just kind of put a roof on there, right, like that. It's not really poking through the roof, and then I've got plants on my roof. Again, you can use it for, whatever you need to use it for. Now, the next thing that you're pondering, I'm sure, is does it work on other items that would normally be terrain only? And the answer is yes. Now, to what extent? I'm sure all of my comments will be littered with, does it work with this item? I couldn't tell you because I tried about 3 or 4 items and it worked with most of them. So I would say give it a try, see if it works. That said, same process as you see. Was able to get it onto that item right there. I probably could have done it on the flower bed too, or the little rose bed, but then I can float it just like anything else. So I think you have a pretty good working knowledge of how this trick works now. So I want to use the rest of this time again to say thank you to Yatesy. Yatesy, by the way, was not seeking any credit. A lot of my friends are just happy to share the tricks out with the community, as I am. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him regardless. And I want to say thank you guys for watching my content. It's been about 6 years now. So, huge shout out to those who've been following me. It means the world to me. It's been a hobby that I've found enriching, and I hope that it helps you. So again, thank you so much for everything. Y'all stay safe out there and stay blessed.